All right, Congressman Ron DeSantis joins us right now, Republican of Florida. Now, here's the interesting thing about the congressman. He left this baseball practice minutes before the shooting. Congressman, very good to have you. I'm very glad you're okay, sir. How are you now?
You know, it's still a little surreal, Neil. I mean, I was taking ground balls at third base while Scalise was taking them at second, and Jeff Duncan was at shortstop. Jeff and I kind of looked at each other after we had taken a lot and said, hey, let's beat the traffic. We've had a good workout. We both already hit batting practice. And he's like, yeah, let's do it. So we left. Had I stayed and had Jeff stayed, we would have been in the immediate line of fire. And all I had was a baseball mitt. I wouldn't have been able to defend myself. So I'm still just coming to terms with that. And then when we went into the parking lot, I got into Duncan's staff member's car. Jeff got in the passenger front seat, and an individual approached us and wanted to know, kind of in a very direct, somewhat hostile tone, whether it was Republicans or Democrats who were practicing. Jeff Duncan said it was Republicans. The guy immediately turned around and walked towards the field. It was a little strange, but then once we got back to the Hill and news broke that there was actually shots fired, Jeff Duncan and I immediately called each other. We said, we got to report this guy. It was just a strange encounter.
Well, Congressman, was it this guy you've seen now photos of on the news as James Hodgkinson? Did it fit that description?
Both Jeff Duncan and I believe that, yes, that is the individual who approached our car. And this would have been 5 to 10 minutes before the shots started.
All right, so let me be clear, sir. Then the 5 or 10 minutes before the first shots rang out, this guy approaches you and asks whether Republicans or Democrats are playing on the baseball field. You thought it odd enough to tell authorities, right?
Yeah, I mean, once you see that there were shots fired, I mean, Neil, to set the stage for this, this is just kind of like a municipal baseball facility. It's not anything special. There's not a lot of people who are out there. Sometimes people walk their dogs or whatnot. So an encounter like that, you know, it wasn't that it was so strange in and of itself, but just at 7 o'clock in the morning or 10 after 7 in the morning, I noted it. But we drove off, and then once the news broke, Jeff and I immediately thought back to that encounter and said, look, we've got to provide this guy's profile to the police. We did do that. Once he was identified and once his Twitter page and all that was put out and his profile, I texted it to Jeff. I said, this is the guy, isn't it? And Jeff's like, yep, it's the guy. So we both agree that was him that approached us.
Now, what we do know now, Congressman, is that had it not been for Congressman Scalise's Capitol Hill police protection, and he gets that, I guess, being in-house leadership, this could have had very different results, huh?
Oh, I think without question. I mean, had you not had Scalise there, that would have meant there would have been no reason for the Capitol Police security detail to be there. I think you're looking at a number of people wounded and likely killed, because we would have been defenseless. I mean, you can sit there and say you have a baseball glove or even a baseball bat, but this guy's got a rifle and a pistol, and I think it would have ended up being a massacre. So those Capitol Police saved lives today. There's no doubt about it.
You know, we're getting reports, sir, that the game is still on for tomorrow night. Democrats and Republicans, one of the rare chances we get to see bipartisan unity on the baseball field. That will go on. I would imagine under a little bit more than usual protection.
Yes, and you know, I have said if they keep the game on, I'll be there, I'll play. I'm a little sad for Steve because, you know, Steve Scalise is a guy, he loves coming out to practice. He's always dressed in a nice uniform, and he was really happy that I had started to play again. I mean, I played in college, so I can add something to the team, and he would see me on the house floor and be like, man, you're coming out, thank you, like we need it. And he was really excited about the game.
Everyone's into this, right? I didn't know it was such a big deal, but it's a huge deal, isn't it?
Well, we've already raised $650,000 for charity, so that's really the most important. And I think some of these guys like to live out their childhood dreams on the National Baseball Stadium, which I guess is a fun.
Yeah, someone told me that Scalise thinks he's in the World Series, and they had to let him know, not quite, but it's a big thing. So you're happy to see that the game is still on for tomorrow?
I'm happy that we're not going to let this deter us. I'm a little sad for Steve. I mean, obviously, he looks like he's going to be fine, and it looks like he's going to pull through. That's the most important thing. But I don't think it's going to be quite the same without him. I mean, he really has an infectious cheer about this and about being out there. And so there'll definitely be a hole in the lineup.
All right, Congressman, I'm glad you're well. I'm glad he's going to be well. Thank you again for taking the time.
No problem. Thank you.